One of the issues I promised to come back to later in this application is the fact that when this application initially displays, we have this generic gravatar image appearing, and we also now have a table with no data in it. And this is because we don't have any user information to bind against yet. The controller's not going out and doing an HTTP request for Angular until we hit the search button. But now if I refresh this again to bring it back to its original state, what I would like to do is not display this image or the table or the sort order until we have some valid user information. And fortunately, there are directives in Angular that make showing and hiding pieces of my markup very easy. The directives are ng-show and ng-hide. For example, if I wanted to get rid of the gravatar image until we had some user information, I could place an ng-show directive on the div that surrounds that image and the username, and I could use an expression in here which is just user. So the way ng-show works is it looks at that expression, and if that expression is truthy in JavaScript, it will allow this markup to show, otherwise it's going to hide this markup. And what do I mean by truthy? Well, if you've worked with JavaScript at all, you know that you can check to see if something is truthy, and it doesn't have to be a Boolean, it doesn't have to be a true or false value. You can check to see if a string is truthy or if a number is truthy. And in this case, user will be an object populated with lots of properties like the username and the user location. But until we reach that point, we don't have a user in scope. User is undefined, and in JavaScript, undefined means false. If I also take this order markup and place that in this top div, that would make that easy to show and hide also. Just want to tab it over so it's inside that div. And the table, let me show you how ng-hide would work. I'll put inside of here, not user, because this is going to hide this particular markup if this expression comes out to be truthy. So by using bang user or negate user, what I'm saying is hide this if we don't have a user. And now if we come back to the preview window, what we'll see is all that other extraneous stuff disappears until I have my user information. And then I get the gravatar, and then I get the table full of information. Now, one thing I would try to do is not make logic too complicated. So really, on table, I would also use the ng-show directive, but ng-show and ng-hide, both useful directives when you want to make things appear and disappear from the screen based on some expression or some flag that is in the model.